Well, hello there. Hope you're doing well. I have a confession. Uh, Rhonda has left me. She only left me temporarily. She wanted me to tell all of you, hello. She went up to Indiana. Our middle daughter is giving birth probably today, so I'm really looking forward to hearing something from her. One of the things that Rhonda has taught me to do um, in a long list of things she's taught me to do, that's to drink water. I gotta tell you, I drink a lot of water. She is a fanatic, you might say, for hydrating. It's kind of a fancy word for just making sure there's plenty of fluid in our body. Did you know our bodies are made up of 70% water? Our cells need it to be healthy, to replicate themselves, to function the way they're supposed to. We'll talk a little more as we get into this idea. You know, we've been going through the 23rd Psalm. King David wrote it about 3,000 years ago. He was a former shepherd who understood the need for a good shepherd. And he would say in that 23rd Psalm, Lord, you are my shepherd. And because you are my shepherd, I know that you will protect me. I know you will provide for me. I know you will give me everything that I need. Maybe not everything I want, but everything I need. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not be in need. He makes me lie down in green pastures. And today I want to talk a little bit about this idea of He leads me beside still waters. Now, a sheep is an interesting animal, even though the sheep of the Middle East would typically live in a very arid area or very dry. So, because of their desperate need for H2O to be a healthy animal, they would get serious about needing to imbibe, to take in water. Some animals, like a gazelle, can go a long time without water, but a sheep really needed for digestion, for cellular health, like I was mentioning earlier. And you really don't have to be a scientist to understand that. It really is a vital part of living. But it's an illustration. You know, the Lord says this in Psalm 42, 1 and 2, as a deer pants for the water brook, so my soul pants for thee, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. So the illustration is, as much as we need water, literally, God is saying, you need me. You need me to quench your thirst. Listen to this. And ask yourself, is this true of you? As the deer pants for the water brooks, so my soul pants for thee, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. Do you hear that? My soul thirsts for God. Would you say that's true about you? Do you thirst for God? I've known a lot of people who, and you do too, who thirst. Their heart, their mind, their soul thirst. And yet, most of the people I know that I went to school with, that I grew up with, even some people in the ministry, they find themselves trying to quench their thirst with all kinds of things. All kinds of things that are not good for them. And the analogy is a sheep. A sheep will find itself, when it gets thirsty, it'll go to a mud puddle. A mud puddle. A mud puddle that has all kinds of corruption in it. I won't give you all the details, but you can imagine sewage. Where filth seems like the right thing to do. It's better than nothing, I think some people would say. Sadly, there are organisms in this filthy water that is going to destroy the sheep, anything that eats it. And we do the same thing. I know my friends, and I have done many of the same things. I thirsted for something, and so I pursued one thing after another after another. Starting off early, I started to run around with guys who were drinking, driving fast. There were girls. Then as they got older, it was the thirst for bigger houses, faster cars, shinier boats. If only I could get enough of these shiny things, then I'd be satisfied. So we may not go to a ditch filled with sewage, but we find ourselves trying to quench our thirst in other things. Listen to this. I like this. For my people, this is from Jeremiah 2, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living water, and they have dug cisterns for themselves, broken cisterns that cannot hold water. Did you catch that? I mean, how wise of Jeremiah to understand this. But this is what God says. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me. They have left me. They have abandoned me. And who is speaking here? God. The fountain of living water, it says. And they have dug cisterns for themselves. So they've left the living water of God and tried to find their own thirst quenched by digging a well. And it says they are broken cisterns. They can't even hold water. But we try. I love what the Lord says. If anyone is thirsty, let him come and drink. God is saying, are you thirsty? Then come to me, and I will satisfy your thirst. The Lord says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. You know, the Good Shepherd knew where to lead his sheep to get good, safe water, to quench the thirst of his sheep. Our Good Shepherd knows how to lead us to good, satisfying, still water. And it's only found in Him. It's only found in the Lord. You know, as we go through these interesting times of coronavirus, COVID-19, we find ourselves isolated in a lot of ways. We're spending lots of time in our rooms. How are you satisfying your thirst? Can I encourage you? This virus is going to pass. It is. And when you look back and ask yourself, what did I do? Where did I go to satisfy my thirst? Will you say documentaries, Netflix? Maybe you read a good novel. You know, the truth is, some of that stuff's not bad. But I think what I have found is that they're entertainment, but they don't satisfy the thirst of my soul. So I want to encourage you. This virus is going to pass. We're going to get back to normal. What if we began a routine of thirsting for God, thirsting for what He provides? Again, the Lord says, "Come to me, all who are thirsty, and drink." You know, that's pretty good advice. I think I'm going to listen to my Good Shepherd. I hope you will too. We're going to get through this. God bless you.